कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी,
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी, वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे,
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे, परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ,
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ, बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ, सबको गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर शुभ संदेश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, 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 गीता परिवार हमारा।
अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुराः पाणिर्मधुराः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
तरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरम्
Jai Shri Krishna, everyone. Jai Shri Krishna, everyone. I'm honored to welcome all you divine sadhak on this beautiful Akshaya Tritiya evening, a day of gratefulness to Bhagavan, when the recitation of his name will help in getting that imperishable punya. Today, we have gathered for yet another interpretation session of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā's 18th chapter, Moksha Sannyas. So let us begin by focusing on the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. For the opening prayer, I would like to invite Riya Didi, who is from Hyderabad and is a homemaker. She is part of Geeta Parivar since May of 2021 and is a savvy for tech support, content sharing, and message translation department. Welcome, Didi.
जय श्री कृष्ण everyone. वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णौ वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णौ वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. जय श्री कृष्ण everyone.
Thank you so much, Didi. Thank you for this beautiful, lovely prayer. Shubham karoti kalyanam arogyam dhan sampadam shatru buddhi vinashaya deepam jyoti namostute. The destruction of Shatru Buddhi leads us to the path of knowledge and light. For Deep Prajalan, I would like to invite Shushma Didi. Shushma Didi is from Thane, Maharashtra and joined Geeta Parivar in March of 2020. Currently, she is serving for the calling team of Geeta Parivar. Welcome, Didi.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृताम् कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Such a divine darshan, Didi. Thank you so much. फिर वही शाम, वही सत्र, वही समुदाय है. गीता समझाने को हमारे साथ श्रद्धा ताई है. फिर वही शाम. In this well-lit ambience, I just wanted to welcome our Kokila Kanthi, Shraddha Didi, with these lines. Didi is from Hyderabad. She is BE Electronics and postgraduate diploma in IT systems and management. She has been working as a mobile application developer for over 13 years. More importantly for us, she has been conducting Geeta classes at her residence in Hyderabad for last 9 years, and she has been working with Geeta Parivar since August of 2020 directly as trainer. I can go on and on about her, and I know she is going to just brush it aside. But she teaches, she has been imparting Geeta lessons to inmates of Bhopal jail who are now giving their exam, Jigyasu exam. She is a direct disciple of Param Pujya Govind Dev Guruji Maharaj. She takes Geeta Vivechan class and she heads the class monitoring for Geeta Parivar. She is associated with Bala Gokulam Hyderabad. I just can go on and on. But most importantly, last week, she talked about 3 types of Buddhi and Dhriti. And she gave us a very small insight on how to practice Dhriti by saying, just watch 2 episodes of Netflix. I practiced it, Didi. I promise you. I did. I practiced that, Didi. And I'm looking forward to the type of Sukham that you are going to tell us about. Welcome, Didi. Welcome to this subject.
Thank you, Meenakshi Didi. I loved your welcome song. That was very beautiful. A beautiful prayer, Riya Didi, and nice deep Prajwal. And you already have set the mood for the session. Thank you so much, all of you, and welcome everybody. A very warm welcome to all of you. Let's begin with the Prarthana and remembering our Guruji. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya, Haraye Paramatmane, Pranatah Kleshanashaya, Govindaya Namo Namaha. Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavatam Narayanina Swayam, Vyasena Gratitam Purana Muninam Madhye Mahabharatam, Advaitamrita Varshini Bhagavati Ashtadashaധ്യായിനി, Amba Tvamanusandadhami Bhagavadgīte Bhavatveshi. Hari Om Shri Gurave Namaha, Shri Krishnaya Namaha. A very warm welcome to the session, all of you, again. And today we all meet here to continue our beautiful journey of understanding the Ekadhyayi Geeta. We have been learning some very important concepts in this chapter. We've been revising things that are already learned in the previous chapters also. So all in all, this is a very good chapter to help us inculcate all the values that we have learned in Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. And it is such a beautiful blessing and coincidence to get an opportunity to go through this adhyay on the auspicious mood of Akshaya Tritiya. Today is Akshaya Tritiya, and it's a beautiful auspicious time to do anything, to start anything new, to continue anything new. So we all are so lucky that on the eve of such an auspicious occasion, we all have assembled here to learn Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. There is a practice of buying gold. Some people buy gold. Some of you might have also done it. There's a practice of buying gold on Akshaya Tritiya, isn't it? For all us sadhaks, Geeta ji in itself is a huge gold mine. And from this gold mine, let us pick up our golden lessons and continue with our journey. So far, we have seen three types of gyan, three types of knowledge, three types of karma, the actions, what all we people do, three types of doers of those actions, three types of buddhi, the one which is the driving force behind all actions, behind all personalities, and dhriti, the force to complete something that we have taken in our hands. We have seen all this, and today Shri Krishna is taking us towards a topic which is extremely favorite of everyone. What is it that everybody wants? What is it that everybody likes? It is sukh, isn't it? Sukh, happiness. Anybody in this meeting, anybody watching the Vivichan, anybody listening here, anybody who doesn't want happiness? No. Happiness is the ultimate, the most ultimate, penultimate goal of our life, of everybody's life. Who doesn't want happiness? Everybody wants happiness. See, you ask anyone, do you want wealth? There will be people, some people at least, who will say, no, I'm happy with what I have. If you ask somebody, do you wish to get married? There will be a few people who would say, no, I'm happy being single. Some people, what kind of food you like? Would you like to eat ice cream? There will be some people who will be refusing even the best of the most delicious foods. There will be people, all sorts of people, you will get to refuse the best of the things available in life. But you ask anybody, do you not want happiness? There will be no negative answers for this. Every individual, everybody wants happiness. Why did Gautam Buddha leave his family in seek of happiness? He was not happy with living a normal life of a grihasthashram. In a grihasthashram, he was not happy to live that kind of life. He wanted to seek knowledge. He was a seeker of knowledge. Everybody seeking knowledge. Why do they want to seek knowledge? Because in the process of seeking knowledge, and ultimately after getting that knowledge, they are going to be happy. So undoubtedly, the highest ultimate goal of everybody's life is what? Is happiness. Now, there is nothing that is spared by the three gunas, sattva gun, rajo gun, tamo gun. There is nothing which doesn't have these, which is not affected by these three gunas. So even if it is our favorite thing, sukh, favorite thing, happiness, it is also falling in this category of three types. See, everything around us has three types. The sattvic, one category will be sattvic, rajoguni, and tamoguni. Everything will fall under these three categories. However, there will be a difference, and it is not that at any point of time any one is present. Even if it is sukh, happiness, only sattvic sukh, it's not possible. Every time, every substance, everything existing in this universe will have a mix of all these three gunas. It won't be there in singularity. Any one guna will not be present in singularity, that this is one thing which is only sattvic. That's not possible. In little quantity, rajogun and the tamogun will also be present in it. We have to understand that. So everything is a mix of all three gunas. Then how is this distinction coming? Whichever is higher in quantity, okay, then that name gets assigned. That name gets assigned to that particular thing. For instance, if in the Jnana we were seeing, there are three types of knowledges. The knowledge which is prominently having sattva gun is sattvic jnana. The karma which is prominently sattvic is sattvic karma. There will be a small fraction of rajogun and tamogun in everything, but what is the majority? That name will be given to that particular thing. Having understood this, let us try to see what Shri Krishna is telling about sukha, about happiness. Sukham tvidanim trividham shrunu me bharatarshava abhyasadramate yatra dukkhantaim chanigacchati. Sukham tvidanim trividham. There are three types of sukh, Shri Krishna says. Shrunu me bharatarshava, the one who is Shreshtha, who is the best among the Bharata dynasty. Listen to me, what I am telling you. So Shreshtha, we are also seeing the Shreshtha thing that is being, most acclaimed, most sought after thing we are learning here. So the Shreshtha thing, sukh, how do we see that in three types, Shri Krishna says. Now, before understanding the three types, let us try to understand what is the definition of happiness. What itself is sukh. We all want sukh. We all want happiness. We should understand what is it ultimately. The definition that our shastras, our scriptures give about sukh is anything which is anukul, means which is favorable for us. It is sukh. Anukul vedaniyam sukhan. That is the definition. And pratikula vedaniyam dukkham. Whatever is pratikul means which is not favorable. Now it is summer season for all of us. Now just imagine 2 weeks back, 2-3 months back, everywhere across India there was a cold wave, so cold. People were terrified with the cold. It snowed, and there was ice in so many places where it has never snowed till now. In that kind of situation, what is the thing that you want the most? A cozy blanket, isn't it? That is something we need the most during the winters. Now, fast forward a time. After 2 months, now here we are. Or the onset of summer. It is just the onset of summer. How unfavorable, unwanted those blankets and sweaters have become. So depending on the situation, in what kind of environment you are, what is favorable for you, that becomes sukh. Now we all want ACs, we all want coolers, but just wait for June, July, August. And then comes rainy season, immediately your ECs will be off, kudu kudu kudu, thandi will get. That is completely unfavorable. So that will become dukkha at that point of time. Now AC is a sukh, later we will not want it, isn't it? So what that particular time, what is favorable to you, that is sukh. Now the definition of sukh also, the happiness also changes from a person to person. Now, for instance, elderly ladies in the house, in the family, there are all sorts of people living. Now, this elderly lady get up early in the morning, 4 o'clock. They have this passion, the older generation, they have to take bath before Suryodaya, before the sunrise, have to finish everything, start doing puja first thing. Little younger generation, getting up in the morning itself is so difficult. Why? When I have to go to office at 10 o'clock, why get up early? Why take a bath by 5 o'clock? That question will always be. Both at that particular, their places are right. Their definition of the sukh, the happiness for the elderly person will be in getting up, doing the puja and everything. For somebody younger, it will be like, what is this monotonous job every day, doing that ghanta naad and waking up everybody? It is not a very pleasurable thing for those. But for the one who gets happiness out of it, why they get happiness out of it? Because abhyasad ramate, they are used to it, they are used to, habituated to, so they know the bliss of it. Now the younger one who is used to getting up, the earliest that they can get up is 8 o'clock in the morning. For them, that is bliss. Getting up at 8 o'clock, that bliss of sleeping till 8 o'clock, what this elderly lady will do now. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody, it is not bliss for everybody and anybody, isn't it? But the definition is different for everyone. So for some people, why it is bliss? Because abhyasad ramati, they are used to that. An elderly person who is elderly, even the younger one, somebody who is used to getting up at 5 o'clock, going for running, cycling, even the younger generation, I'm not blaming them. They also, I see so many people around me early morning, they are doing Surya Namaskar. Why they will enjoy it? Because they are used to it. Abhyasad ramati, it has become their habit. It has become their habit, and that is why in a comfortable place, whatever they are used to, they will happily live. See, going to a little more tough situation, we know Bhal Gangadhar Tilak was imprisoned in Mandale jail for a long time. And when Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, he visited that jail, he couldn't stand there for 2 hours. He said, how could he live here for so many years? Because, and their standing itself in those jails, post-independence, when these jails were visited, 2 minutes standing there is difficult. Our great freedom fighters like Tilakji, Veer Savarkar, they have written big granthas in those cells. Why? Abhyasad ramati. They were having that immense capacity to focus in even adverse situation. For them, their definition was so they were always happy. That kind of, whatever a person is habituated to, that will be their definition of happiness. Abhyasad ramate. Abhyasad ramate yatra dukkhantam cha nigacchati. That is how Shri Krishna has first told. This is how sukh is. What is sukh? Whatever you are used to, and it is also of 3 types. Yattadagre vishamiva pariname mritopamam tatsukham satvikam proktam atma buddhi prasadajam. Very important. The first type of sukh. Yattadagre vishamiva pariname mritopamam. There are certain things, for instance, we all want to lose weight. Most of us want to live a very healthy life. How is that process initially? Getting up early and going for a walk. So tough. Sometimes, oh, let me just sleep. And that nowadays, this new thing, diet. But let us focus on the ahar that Shri Krishna tells us. We will not talk about the dieting, but a balanced diet of ayush sattva balarogya, the sattvic ahar that Shri Krishna has told us. When we decide that we want to go with that sattvic ahar, when we have to go ahead with the sattvic lifestyle, initially it is what Vishamiva, like Like a poison, it will appear. What, this bland food, this, it is so tough, I just hating it. But parinami mritopamam, what you are going to get out of that is going to be so beautiful. The end result is going to be perfect. The end result is like amrit. So sattvic sukh is like that. How in the beginning it appears like poison, and poison, by poison Shri Krishna doesn't mean poison in the literal sense. Visha, difficult, so detestable it will appear. Start doing Surya Namaskar on a daily basis. When you, before beginning to do Surya Namaskar, just 2-3 people will do. I've seen some people, even of my age, starting, and oof, my whole body is paining. Walking morning, I see that in our community also. We, after the kids go there, the mothers will take around. After 2 rounds, no, whole day I will have like pain. I will not know. The starting itself, starting to walk itself used to be so difficult for some people, I see. But it is Vishamiva at the beginning. Agre, yattad agre Vishamiva. But what is the end result? You're going to be healthier. You're going to be much more active. You'll be able to do so much more in a day. See, active, healthy people achieve a lot more in a day than as compared to the inactive people. Pariname mritopamam. This kind of sukh is what? Tat sukham satvikam proktam atma buddhi prasadajam. Now, this kind of sukh is ultimately going to lead you to what? To the knowledge of Atma, to the knowledge of yourself. And also, this is going to be eternal happiness that you are going to get. All other happiness, this small things, eating tasty food, all these are very short-lived happinesses. Okay, but with sattvic sukh, anything which is a sattvic form of sukh, it will have what? It will be an eternal bliss, eternal happiness. That is what we are going to experience by the means of sattvic sukh. We have to understand one very important thing here. Our basic nature, in all of us, there is a Atma, which is a Amsha Paramatma. We have discussed this so much. The entire body that we are made of, it is made of 2 things: Prakriti, that is the nature, the matter, okay, and consciousness, the Purush that we have seen in the 13th chapter, matter and consciousness, and the combination of the 2 have given us this body. Within us, we have that subconscious, conscious thing, which is what? Directly a Ansha Paramatma, and the form of Paramatma is what? Satchidananda, means happiness. So, from the feeling of I am happy, we have this Atma Buddhi Prasadajam, this Sattvic Sukh is going to take us to which state? From I am happy to I am happiness. It is like we all have seen sun. Early morning, the sun rises. Sun, the light, it is a form of sun. You can never see sun. You can never imagine a sun without light. Similarly, the Atma, the Paramatma, it is in itself is happiness. It is Satchidananda. We are a part of it. We ourselves are also happiness under all circumstances. See, the beauty of these Sattvic Sukh people, the people who have experienced Sattvic Sukh, is they are happy for no reasons. We see around us, there are people who lament for no reasons, isn't it? We have seen, see, we have to attain this state. So we should understand the state very nicely. Around us, we have seen people who lament for no reasons. If anything good happens, still lamenting. Bad happens, absolutely, then there is rightful lamenting that is going to happen. But for everything, smallest thing, "Are ye ho gaya, are aaj to aise hi ho gaya, are usne aise hi bol diya," these kind of phrases we get to hear. Everything, there is no reason required to lament, to become sad. Absolutely, for no reason, some people become sad. How are the people who are immersed in Sattvic Sukh? For no reason they are happy. No matter what happens in their life, they are always happy. Now, happiness is not the, see, we have to understand the definition of happiness. For some people now, the happiness itself is partying, that's not happiness. It's a very short-lived thing. What is Satvik Sukh? What is happiness? Atma Buddhi Prasadajam. No matter what is happening around you, your surroundings do not impact you so much that you become sad. That is the Satvik Sukh. That is the eternal bliss that one experiences in what? Satvik happiness, Satvik Sukh. Then one level lower, let us come to something which we get to see very, very often around us. Vishayendriya sanyogat yattadagre mritopamam parinami vishamiva tatsukham rajasam smritam. Vishayendriya sanyogat. See, immersed in entire, this around us, whatever is going on, so much noise. Vishayendriya, things which you enjoy with the help of your senses, like what? Eating, drinking, all these. At the beginning, very nice. Okay. Now, summer season again, we have to go according to the season, isn't it? Our understanding also has to be according to the season. In this summer season, what is the most favorite thing that everybody will get? Most of it, ice cream and mangoes. So, amras, when the moment of mangoes will come, everybody wants to jump to mango amras, mango juice, mango ice creams eternal. We all know that it is not good to eat it beyond a certain limit, isn't it? We all understand that. There are people who are diabetic. I've seen one tablet they will take to control their diabetes every day. How they will think, let me eat more amras for today, I'll take 2 tablets. But what is ultimately happening? You are diabetic. You can't afford to eat the amras. You cannot afford to eat the ice creams. Why? Because pariname vishamiva. What is the end result of all these eating? What is the end result of doing all these actions? What is the end result that you are going to get? Is vishamiva. It is not a desirable one. It is equivalent to visha. It is not. See, this is just upma. This is just a metaphor that is being used. It is like a poison for you. We all know. If people who, if you are not able to control diabetes is what? It is a gate of all the illnesses. It invites all sorts of illnesses. So, but even after knowing that, Vishayendriya sanyogat, even after knowing that, people get immersed in it. See, this is the difference between Satvik Sukh. See, Satvik Sukh, I told on a very high level. Even at our normal, day-to-day activities, we see how mothers give medicines to their children, how they will give. You have to drink, no matter how bitter, sometimes with put it in their mouth, not opening the mouth, hold their nose. The mouth will open. All that things they will do to make them swallow that bitter thing. Why? Because they know pariname mritopaman. Why? Because it is going to cure my child. For that, they will give that bitter medicine also. We all will also take happily. That is Satvik Sukh. That is an action which is done with the intent that the end result is good. However, Sukh, the happiness that we are talking about here, Vishayendriya sanyoga, the watching the television, oh God, how favorite. We know, no matter how so much television you are watching, it is going to affect your eyes. For the temporary initial, yattad agree again. In the beginning, it is like happiness, it is amritam. Oh, nice, enjoying the movies, enjoying watching. And then when you get stuck, like, I didn't get because of watching TV, don't misunderstand me. But in the end, when you get when the eyesight is affected, pariname vishamiva, then we'll understand, oh, tat sukham rajasam smritam. That is what rajas sukh. Okay, this is very important. We have to gradually stay, but at least in these two, there is some amrit. Okay, something at least is good in these two sukh. In the Satvik Sukh, the end result is happening, end result is favorable. In the Rajas Sukh, at least the beginning is favorable. But there is a third one in which there is no amrut. Yadagre chanubandhe cha sukham mohanamatmanaham nidralasya pramadothan tattamasamudaratam. See, in the first two shlokas, Shri Krishna has said sukham, tat sukham sattvikam proktam, tat sukham rajasam smritam. But in the last one, he has not even called it a sukh. He has called it a sukh, but it is what kind of sukh? There one word which is clearly missing in this is amrut compared to the first two. Why? Because now nor it is good to begin with, nor is the end result good. How people get indulged in this kind of sukh? It is, for instance, tobacco. See, even I have never tasted, but we all have from whatever I've heard, doesn't even taste that good. Okay, but people get what? Abhyasad ramate. They get so used to the tobacco eating and all that they start enjoying it. Abhyasad ramate yatra. We have seen earlier, Abhyasad ramate yatra, because they are used to eating the tobacco, they end up liking it. And even though they know that parinam is also not going to, the end result is also not going to be good, why they are still indulging in it out of just moha, out of greed, out of laziness. For whatsoever reason, they get indulged in it, and that is what tamasi sukh. So, yadagre chanubandhe cha sukham mohanamatmanaha nidralasya pramadothan tattamasamudaratam. This entire category of happiness, it is arising out of what? Nidralasya. Nidra, sleep. See, person should sleep always. Whatever is essential amount of sleep that is required, one should take. Even in Bhagavad-Gītā, Shri Krishna has said, Yukta harviharasya. Yukta, whatever is important, whatever is required, that much amount. We are working whole day. We need that particular amount of sleep, that much one should take. But getting immersed in sleep, some people just don't like to work at all, just don't like to do anything. Nidra lasya, out of laziness, don't like to do anything. And pramad, being indulged in things that should be avoided at any cost, like tobacco, other things. We have so many things are heard of. All these things we should stay away from. Pramadotan, that this is all tamas. There are some, places, some very unfortunate families we have heard of, where the man is not working at all. The poor lady is working day in and day out. And afterwards, she learns some money. That money is also spent on wrong things by this man. And if the money is less, this man is going to be. That man is what is immersed in this kind of tamasic sukh. There is no aim for his life. There is nothing that is positive happening around him, and he is immersed in what? Nidra alasya. Nidra alasya pramadothan tattamasa mudaratam. Now see, everything we have around, we have seen so far, it was always coming in three categories. What should be the aim of our life? We should always ensure that this tamasic sukh doesn't come near us. And we have to reduce the rajasi sukh. Rajasi sukh, vishayendriya sanyoga. We have to slightly reduce it. It is required. See, initially at least something will begin with, okay, sattvic ahar, at least for the sake of health, you will at least cook it in a good way and try to eat it. At least something will be positive. Okay, so stay away from the tamasic sukh. We have to understand what is the end, summary of all these three. We have to stay away from tamasic sukh. We have to what? Reduce the rajasi sukh. And gradually analyze how we can progress towards the sattvic sukh in our lives. By practicing, because why we should go towards the sattvic sukh, as I told you, because we attain what? The eternal bliss, the eternal Atma Buddhi Prasadajam. We will attain the eternal bliss. Like how sun is always eliminated, we all will be eliminated with what? Happiness. There are some people, being around them is always happiness. And I see that so often in Geeta Parivar, in all our senior Varishta Karyakartas. I see this always, when they talk, they are happy. If I, certain mistakes we'll do, they are always very happy. You listen to Swamiji, always happy. When we they are happiness personified. We have to analyze our lives like that and gradually take ourselves towards that eternal bliss. Now, this eternal bliss is our basic nature. Other things are our outer blanket. Everything that we are seeing here, it is because of what? It is categorized into 3 gunas. Shri Krishna described, Shri Krishna tells, "Hey Arjun, there is no substance, nothing in this universe which does not contain these 3 gunas." Which 3 gunas? Rajogun, Tamogun, Rajogun, and Sattvic gun. Sattvic gun should be our eternal aim. All these things, everything around us inherits these 3 gunas. Na tadasti prithivyam va divi deveshu va punaha sattvam prakriti jair muktai yadebhyat tribhir gunai. What is important? This shlok, Shri Krishna is explaining everything around you. Na tadasti prithivyam va, anything on this earth. Prathivyam va, neither on this earth. Devi deveshu va punaha, in all the celestial bodies, celestial abodes like Svarga Lok, Dev Lok, every Lok, Patal Lok, everywhere. There is nothing which is what? Escaping from these 3 gunas. Neither on this earth, nor in the celestial abodes like Svarga Lok, neither in human beings, nor in animals, insects, plants, nowhere, in none of these creatures on the earth, neither in gods. Okay, even in gods are also not spared. Not in gods residing in Svargalok also given, gods are not spared. Why? Because all of them are originating from what? Prakriti, from this nature, which by nature itself is Trigunatmika. So, because it is Trigunatmika, these 3 gunas are going to come. See, for instance, if we make a pot, there is a pot made of mud. Now, out of that mud, say we consider a mud, out of mud we'll make pots. We'll see that there is something called surai in Marathi. I don't know. It's a small, shape of a jar. Glasses are made. When the plants in which you pot, everything, it is all made up of mud. But in all these things which are made up of mud is always going to be there. Yes or no? Tomorrow, if we have this matka in summer we all buy matkas in our house to make to have cool water. That is made of mud. Can you deny that there is no mud in that matka? No, because it is made of mud. So anything which is present, which is existing, which is originating, which is getting created in this Prakriti, will have these 3 gunas. Why? Because Prakriti itself is Trigunatmika, means composed of these 3 gunas. So everything is consisting of these 3 gunas. We have to always remember that. So every action, everything, every doer, everything that we are getting is into these 3 gunas. The same thing. Sattvam prakriti jair muktai. Now here sattvam, here the word sattvam is referring to not to the sattva gun, but to substance, sattva. Here it is referred to as a substance. Sattvam prakriti jair muktai yadebhyas tribhir gunaihi, yadebhyas tribhir gunaihi. It is made up of all these 3 substances. Shri Krishna is telling all these 3 are essentially present. So in all the list that started from what? Jnana, karma, karta, then buddhi, dhriti, and sukha, all these things were having these 3 gunas. Till now, whatever Shri Krishna has told, all the principles that he has told are primarily on an individual basis. Vyaktigat roop se, whatever, at my own level I can analyze and understand. All these things we can understand at an individual level. Now Shri Krishna is taking this conversation one step ahead and taking a little more, encompassing view, I can say, where it is, taking a social turn in terms of a society. In terms of society, how everything will work, Shri Krishna is explaining further. Brahmana kshatriya visham shudranaim cha parantapa karmani pravibhaktani svabhava prabhavair gunaihi. We all know that the social order that has been prescribed in our scriptures, in our Sanatan Dharma, consists of what? Four castes. Four caste is the English word. Varna is what is described. Chatur Varna. Four Varnas are described. Which are they? Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. These are the four Varnas. So Shri Krishna is now talking about these, how their division of work is happening. Now, the social order that we are talking about, the caste system that we are talking about, is a topic of great controversy. Everybody likes to do commentary on this, and it is a very misunderstood. This misunderstanding has been embedded in our society. We have to understand that. So, but our shastras are perfect. Okay, the reason with which this entire social order was created, the basic foundation of this entire social order is very, very critical for the stability of the society. Now, we all know that we talk about management, isn't it? Management in offices. There is management in our Geeta Parivar also. Okay, Learn Geeta, usually manage project it is. Everywhere we are managing things. At home also. Our home is also small, place where everything is being so well managed. The finances, the education, everything is managed so well. Now, our Maharshis have created this system for the management of society. And this four varnas, the Chatur Varna, there are 16 pillars on which our entire, as Swamiji always says, our society is standing on these 16 pillars, out of which these 4 pillars are the Chatur Varna. This very well thought across social order that was established by our Maharshis has given so much stability for our society from so many yugas. Forget about decades and few hundreds of centuries. Okay, from yugas, our Sanatan Dharma is stable. Why? Because of such strong foundation that has been given by Sanatan Dharma. The social state is the social order, that it is based on it is a foundation of the society, and it is very natural way of maintaining a society. It is a very scientific way also. Let us little bit think about it. Everywhere, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Visham, Shudrana, Incha Parantapa. Now, these everywhere, you see, any society, forget about Bharat now, for any society, whether it is on any country, any organization, anything, there will always be 4 types of things which will come into picture. One is going to be, there are always going to be 4 divisions. Basically, there will be 4 divisions working towards a successful, operation of any system. Whether it is your house, a successful operation of your house. Operation means successful working of your house. A successful operation, successful working of your offices, or any other thing, successful working of a country. 4 things are very essential. What is it? First division, one of the division will be knowledge centric. Another division will be strength centric. Think of about your family also. There is something which is going to be knowledge centric. There is something which is going to be strength centric. There is something which is going to be, focused around the wealth, accumulation of wealth centric. And there is something which is going to be service oriented, service centric. Within a family also, all these 4 divisions are going to be there. Within an organization also, these 4 things are going to be there. And based on these 4 divisions, primarily 4 functions, everything, the entire organization is going to be working. You agree with me or not? Everything is based on knowledge, strength, wealth, and service. These are the 4 pillars. And on basis of these 4, our varnas are kept. Knowledge centric. The one which is based on knowledge, Brahman. The one which is based on strength, Kshatriya. And wealth centric, one which is focused around wealth, Vaishya. And the one which is around the around service is Shudra. The word should be pronounced very carefully, Shudra. Over time, some distortions have come into existence, because of this invasions and all other atrocities that happened on the Sanatanis. There are some distortions that come. But that doesn't mean that the entire system has failed, isn't it? That doesn't mean that entire system, this caste system was wrong. No, it is very wrong to say that. We see so many doctors around us. There are some doctors who do malpractices of, selling organs and all these. Does that mean the entire medical field is only bad? There is so much progress in the medical field, but there is a part of the medical practitioners who are doing incorrect, immoral practices. Does that mean the entire medical field is wrong? No. Similarly, there are some, distortions that might have happened in the caste system, but that does not mean that does not disqualify the entire caste system, the entire social order that was promoted by Sanatanis as redundant. Not at all. We must understand this. We must appreciate how strong and robust this management was. Shri Krishna further explains the characteristics of each of the classes. Shamodamastapashaucham shantirarjavamevacham jnanam vijnanavastikyam brahma karma svabhavajam. How is a Brahmin's role in the society? Brahmins are what? Knowledge centric. They will be drowned, immersed in the activity of what? Seeking knowledge. Which knowledge? Jnanam vijnanam astikyam. They will always be drowned in this. And while in this process, how their nature is? They are shant, peaceful. Okay. The first state Shri Krishna describes here is Shamaha. What is Shama? That is the capacity of freeing the mind from all distractions. So while listening to Viveken, the phone is ringing, ting, ting, immediately we'll be distracted. Immediately some TV serial time in the evening, they'll say Shubham Karoti in Maharashtra, we say they will put the diyas, say all that. Immediately serial time, everybody's rushing. No distraction, no matter what happens. Concentrating on where the concentration is needed, that capacity is Shamaha. Then Damaha, controlling the senses, controlling the sense organs, no matter how much you feel like eating the ice cream, controlling. Damaha. Tapash, tapa, how it is depicted, tapo dvandva sahanam, in trying to achieve all that we are trying to achieve. For Brahman, this tapa is very important. It includes the sacred meditation and all the other things that we see them doing. But what is the basic definition of tap? Tap is peacefully facing and bearing all the difficulties that come during our spiritual practices. One word important I have mentioned here, peacefully bearing the difficulties. So if you sit for a job and somebody at the background starts something, immediately, I am doing the tap and this fellow is shouting. That is not peaceful. You are retorting peacefully, no matter what is happening, bearing the difficulties in a peaceful manner. And during whatever, now tap is not only for the Brahmins or for others also, Shri Krishna, even for different other gunas, many other places this has been mentioned. We have to understand what is the meaning of tap. Whatever you are doing, whatever spiritual, here it means a spiritual path, the process of seeking knowledge, in that whatever difficulties are coming, peacefully facing them and bearing them is tapa. Then shaucha. Shaucha, cleanliness, not just cleaning the body, cleanliness of mind, cleanliness of speech, very important, cleanliness of all your indriya, which means cleanliness of what you hear, what you speak, what you think. Shaucha, it is antar bahya shuchita, means the cleanliness which is within, the cleanliness which is outside. Then shanti, a complete absence of what? Spirit of retaliating. Now, when we are driving, somebody overtakes immediately. You know that expression. So today I was driving, and all the lady drivers driving, it becomes a very big ego issue. And not even consciously, subconsciously, my overtook. Immediately the auto is speeding and wanting to drive in front of the car. Retaliation. How is this person saying they are, overtaking me? This road rage, dangerous thing. So, but not having that spirit of retaliation. Immediately, I was reading this shloka, and after reading this thing happened, I immediately connected with it. This absence of retaliation is where the absence of, that feeling of retaliation is Shranti. We should, in spite of, what they undergo. Best example, see Jnaneshwar Maharaj, when we see how much struggle he and his siblings faced in the society. But never that thought, forget about the thought, never even dreaming of dreams, he must have thought of taking the revenge. In spite of having the power to take revenge, not taking a revenge is Shanti, forgiving. But we should not abuse immediately. Sometimes I see, something happens and people will start, if not doing anything, at least that verbal, they will start action. So you cannot say, I didn't do anything to the person who was speeding. I just said a few words. No, that is also retaliation. No action of retaliation is Shanti. See what happens when you react. Our accumulated good karma is going for no reason. If somebody is abusing you and you abuse them back, then whatever your good karma we have accumulated, that goes. But if we are able to maintain that Shanti and able to, Sri Krishna has said in 2nd chapter, Tam Stitikshasva Bharata, if we are able to bear it, if we are able to control, then all the doshas that are within us, they will go and stick to the person in front of us. Our doshas are going to get reduced. Very important. Next one, Arjavam. Shantira Arjavam, simplicity. No, this cunning, so many things we see around in the TV series. So much high level of cunningness is shown. No matter what people we end up tolerating, our mind should not get corrupted. What we see this, what all great people have faced, but our mind should not get corrupted. Jnaneshwar Maharaj, as I mentioned, no matter what, he never thought of, doing all politics with the people who were playing politics with him. His mind was clean. Jnanam vijnanamastikyam brahma karma svabhavajam. This is the nature of a Brahmin. This is what a Brahmin should aspire to do. These gunas are what they should try to inculcate in their lives. Then Shauryan Tejo Dhratir Dakshay Yudhe Chapya Palayanam Danamishwara Bhavascha Kshatram Karma Svabhavajam. These are the characteristics of Kshatriya that Shri Krishna is telling. Which are they? Shauryan Tejo Dhratir Dakshay Yudhe Chapya Palayanam. Shauryam, bravery, courage, fearlessness. Even in the most adverse situation, a person who is a Kshatriya should stand up to this situation. Our soldiers who are on the borders of our country, protecting our borders, irrespective of what will happen, no matter how many forces come, they will stand steadily. That is, they are following their Kshatriya dharma. If they start running away, what will happen to us? They understand their duty. They are fearlessness is in their bloods. Fearlessness has to be there in every Kshatriya. One, and Kshatriya, you see, if you see a tiger, how bold, fearless a tiger is. Even if it is a small cub of a tiger, lions, cubs, they will also be equally fearless. No matter what, they will also, they will start. They're so fearless they are. That is it, Kshatriya by birth also Kshatriya. They will be so fearless. Shivaji Maharaj, our Shivaji Maharaj, so fearless, even when he was a child. There is a small incident from his life when, his father, he was working under the Mughal emperor, and he took Shivaji Maharaj with him. On the way, while going to this to meet, he saw one that was a Mughal empire. So some Mughals he saw. Holding a cow and dragging it, mercilessly dragging a cow. Shivaji Maharaj was very small, chutku, 9-10 years maybe. Small Shivaji Maharaj saw, he stood in the way of that person. Stop, leave him immediately. Now, in a Mughal empire where his father is a assume government servant at that time, here standing in the middle and saying, no, you cannot do that in front of him. Made him apologize. And because why? Gauraksha is his dharma. He has to protect everybody in the society, every creature in the society. So he stood firmly for what? Protecting the cow. And this person, obviously, the class they belong to, they immediately, he took out a knife saying, how can you do this to me? I will do what is my cow. I will do whatever I want. Immediately he took out a knife, and what Shivaji Maharaj did, cut up with his sword. He cut his hand. Obviously the complaint went, and now Maharaj, somehow they must have taken care of everything. But the courage, the fearlessness that Shivaji Maharaj had, even at that age, was mesmerizing, amazing. When they visited the court of this emperor, Mughal emperor, and Shah Maharaj was employed there. He did whatever Namaste Salam that was required, and Shivaji Maharaj standing with full confidence, not willing to bow down. Now, for his own sake, the emperor says, okay, leave it, small child, ignore. Now, when a father, they will go home immediately, the blame will come on the mother. What have you taught your child? Similarly, Shah Maharaj told Jija Mata, what is this? This child is not listening to me in the court of the emperor. He is not bowing down to the emperor. You have not taught him how to do pranam and namaste. So Jija Mata said, you tell me, have I not taught you, Shivaji? He says, his answer is very beautiful. You have taught me not only how to do pranam, but also to whom to do pranam. Very nicely he has explained. Shauryam, does he deserve one who doesn't respect cows, one who is breaking our temples, one who is, completely destroying our society? I cannot bow down to that kind of a person. Shaurya, courage, fearlessness. Teja. Teja is what? The power with which even sinners will be scared, will be hesitating to commit a crime in front of them. That type of tej. Nobody had in Shivaji Maharaj's tenure, nobody had the courage to commit any crime. People will think twice. Tej, when people talk, with the tej of Tirak, the Britishers were, scared. Tej, the power with which people will hesitate to do anything wrong in front of you. That tej Kshatriyas should have. Dhriti we have seen elaborately in the last session. Unwavering firmness by which we'll take every action to completion. Dhriti, Dakshya, very important. Cautious. Now, cautiousness is very important. So in that matter of courage, one should also be cautious. Shivaji Maharaj knew very well what is the strength of his army and what was the strength of the opposition army. His tactics were very much in balance, not like I have to just go and show my courage. No, with cautiousness, savdhani se daksham, cautiously everything was done. Now this shlok always, Swamiji also says, always reminds us Shivaji Maharaj. And once you get into his, when you are reminded of the different stories of his life, beautiful examples we'll get of Dhriti Daksham when Shivaji Maharaj was captured by Aurangzeb. We all know the story. He and his son was also with him. In that, it was so difficult for them to escape from there. There was no place where they could have, run away. Obviously, he was not going to run away. What he did, he waited. That was not a test of Shaurya. That was a test of his dhriti. That was a test of his cautiousness, of his dakshata, of his daksham, how cautious he can be, how careful he can be to escape from that prison. That was the best example. And yuddhe cha apalayana. Here, no, Kshatriya should not run away. I told you, if our soldiers run away, what security we'll get? No, Kshatriya should run away. Shri Krishna has told, Hato va prapsyasi svargam, jitva va mokshase mahim. No matter what, should not run away from the battlefield. Not run away from this situation of war. Why? Winning or losing will not matter. If they win, they can enjoy the kingdom. If they don't win, then also they are giving away their lives for their dharma. That also prapsyasi swargam. He says, Shri Krishna has said, he'll attain what? The upper abodes. He'll attain that kind of liberation. So for a Kshatriya, what matters is doing the yuddha, not running away from it. Winning and losing is not going to matter. Then dana, charity. Charity to what? Deserving people. Now this also has been elaborately spoken about in the 17th chapter. The very important charity, when a Kshatriya is deciding to do, he should be very careful about what kind of charity. Datavyamiti yadnanandiyate nupakarine deshe kale cha patre cha taddanam satvikam smritam. So when the dan is also being done, it should be a greatest quality dan. The charity should also be of the highest quality. We should try to follow. And Ishvara Bhavascha. How is Ishvara Bhavascha? Feeling that he is the caretaker of the society. He is the, now when you say Ishvara Bhavascha, these, some people might think, I am the Lord. I am the Lord of this society. I should be praised, worshipped. No. That is there. That will come automatically. But Ishvara is the caretaker of the society. Ensuring that everyone in their kingdom is what? Feeling safe. Then further, Krishigau Rakshavanijam Vaishyakarma Swabhavajam Paricharyatmakam Karma Shudrasyapi Swabhavajam. Krishigau Rakshavanijam. What are the karma? What are the actions of Vaishyas? Agriculture, harvesting the crops so that everybody is well fed in the society. Rearing the cattle, doing the go seva, taking care of the cattle, very important thing that Vaishya should do. In the olden days, our entire society was thriving on this go seva, on this rearing of cattle. Why Shri Krishna's father was called Nanda? Nanda was a title given to him because he owed there were some lakhs of cows. If one person has, they get that title. So Nanda, he had many lakhs of cows, and that's why that title. So that they were the real boons. And now go seva, the milk, everything. This is a very detailed topic. One should understand. Very important for the society. And trade, vanijam, pure trade, whatever is a necessary item, making it available in other parts of the places where the trade is important, where it is not available, grocery is not available, open a grocery shop here, ensure that the proper items are being in a pure way. Pure trade is the dharma of Vaishya. And paricharyatmakam karma shudrasyapi svabhavajam. Now this is very important. This is a very misunderstood karma, misunderstood category. First, we have to understand the word properly. The word is shudra. Sha shaljam ka. Sha. Okay, in Marathi, sha shaಳೆचा. Shaljam sha. Okay, shudra and not kshudra. Kshudram hridaya daurbalyam, that has come in the second chapter. Kshudram hridaya daurbalyam. That is kshudra, which is not good, detestable. But here the word is shudra, shaljam sha. See, that is why pronunciation is very important. In the classes Monday to Friday, your trainers must be telling, you know, pronounce properly. In my class, I always keep telling the difference between the pronunciation ksha, ksha, sha. There should be a distinction in your pronunciation. Sabka uchcharan sahi kariye. I keep telling. This classic example. Shudrasyapi. Don't say kshudra. Kshudra. That is wrong. The entirely changing the meaning. We have to understand this. Who fall in these category? The plumbers, artists, engineers, doctors, everybody, anybody who is rendering service. So that does not have, that cannot be the lowest class, isn't it? So there is nothing high or low about these castes. We have to understand. Now see, we all are sitting and listening to Vivek. The light goes. The first thing we'll need is the electrician. Whether I am there or not, the electrician first has to be there. Okay, well, that what is more important? The people who give you service. We all are talking, we should do puja in the morning, isn't it? We all want to early morning get up, do puja, do gantana, do everything nicely. We all are talking about it. What we can do? We have to take a bath and do. Now, if the water is not coming, what will be more required? Your puja or the plumber? Who is more important? The plumber, isn't it? Without that, nothing we can do. So the people who give the service, the artists, engineers, we all are sitting nicely listening to Vivichan's everything. We are nicely learning in learngeeta.com, spiritual enlightenment. Why? Because we have stable houses. We all are living in the houses. Who has made these houses? The laborers, the engineers, so many, all this fall in the category of whom? Shudra. It cannot be the lowest. This is the most important. Shudra class is the foundation of the society. We have to understand and rectify our perception towards this particular class. Then only we can understand the entire system properly. And then we can do justice to what we are striving to be. This for people who offer services, they are important. The people who are doing the Vaishya karma, they are important. Kshatriyas are important. Brahmins are important. Everybody is equally important. Their division of work is done so as to have a balance in the society, have a level of organization in the society. And how that organization can be maintained, how will that balance be maintained? Sve sve karmanya bhirata samsiddhil labhate naraha swakarma nirata siddhim yatha vindati tachrunu. Sve sve karmanya bhiratas. Be rata means be active in what? Abhiratah. Be continuously following, doing the actions which our own karma. Sve sve karmanya. If a plumber tomorrow decides to go to temple and become a priest, it is not going to help. Sve sve karma. He has to be a plumber. The priest has to be a priest. Tomorrow the priest in the temple decides, I don't want my job. I'll become some doctor. I'll become some plumber. Oh, what will happen? Everybody has to do their own work, and how they have to do their work as if that is their worship. How they have that, as if that is their puja. Doing your job as if it is your puja. Then see, Swamiji says this: your own karma can be means of attaining liberation. So always it is a means. Karma hi puja hai. You focusing on your own work will be equivalent to worship, and it will create a way to attain the siddhi. We are all samsiddhil labhate naraha. We'll attain siddhi. Now, by siddhi, what it means? Attain the union with God. beautiful stories. We'll see if the time permits. We'll discuss beautiful things you won't even know. When you are so focused on your work, your karma itself will make you attain what you wish to attain. Swakarma niratasya yatha vindati tachrunu. So doing your own work, not only just doing your own work, being immersed, being dedicatedly doing your own work can lead you to what? It can lead you to get the biggest accomplishments of your human life we can achieve by following our own karma. So how that is followed, these are very important shlokas from 46 onwards, very important shlokas. How doing our own karma is going to help us accomplish what is the goal of human life. This is beautifully explained in the shlokas going further. We will see that in our next session. Till then, all of you, please try to follow whatever we have seen so far. We try to inculcate all these sattvic guna in your life, introspect your own life and see how much we can progress ourselves, and then what? Focus on our own karma, sve karmana, how we can get immersed in our own actions in a positive way, in a best possible way. We all will analyze throughout the week. On that note, I offer this entire discussion at the feet of Param Pujya Swami Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj and Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Hari Om Tat Sat. Jai Shri Krishna, everybody.
Thank you so much, Didi. Thank you for this beautiful session, engrossing session. We were also engrossed and we have questions. Anybody else who has questions, please raise your hand and start your video so that we can give you turn. Manohar Bhaiya, you can unmute yourself. Bhaiya, unmute karo apne aap ko.
I was also muted. I sent you the request. Jai Shri Krishna, Manohar Bhaiya, Pranam.
Jai Shri Krishna, Namaskar. Just a very small question. In this Adhyaya, there are a number of words have come. And some places, they assume different, different meaning. Small differences are there. I want to particularly point out what is this Dhruti? Because Dhruti has come number of places even in this Adhyaya and also some other Adhyayas. So can you just tell us what exactly is Dhruti?
We discussed this in the last session very nicely. Dhruti is the conviction basically. See, it is not, as I told you, Sukh, in different contexts, it will mean different things. But the meaning of Sukh is what? Whatever is anukula vedaniyam sukham. That is the main meaning of sukh. That whatever is favorable for you in a particular situation. Now the situation is changing. That doesn't mean the definition of sukh is changing. Similarly, dhriti means conviction to what? Complete your task. So whatever we have decided. So suppose now we have decided that we learn the entire 18th chapter Kanthastha Karlingi. With what conviction? How you complete it, whether you complete it or not, the power that you have within you, which will help you achieve that Kanthasthikaran is Dhriti. So the power to accomplish that task is Dhriti. Now, whether you complete it or not, how you complete it, if you complete it with full determination, it becomes Sattvic Dhriti. Then the meaning of Dhriti becomes a little different. The meaning of Dhriti remains same. Context becomes different. Then sometimes I started off, but given to some temptation. That is a different kind of Dhriti. But the context of Dhriti is changing, but the meaning of Dhriti is the same. The conviction to complete a task, that is Dhriti.
Okay, thank you, madam.
Thank you. So, I think there are no further questions.
Anybody else having any question, please raise your hand and start your video. You explained so well that I think most of us just get engrossed in it, and maybe tomorrow morning after we'll think of the questions. I guess we are done. I will take this opportunity to thank our tech team who have been working relentlessly to make this session a success. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, sadhaks, for being here. You all are blessed today. We spent this entire hour talking about Sukha, about Krishna, about the Varna, and all this is imperishable punya that we have taken today. It's a beautiful, beautiful evening of Akshat Tritiya. Like Didi pointed out, so many good things happening. Annapurna. And on that note, I will try to remind everybody of our Ram Pratishtha app that
Vanita Didi.
Yeah, sorry. So
If there are any questions, you can raise hand till the end of the session. Don't worry. You can still raise hand and unmute yourselves. In the meantime, we can proceed to pray.
Yes. And I will want to remind everybody of the Ram Pratishtha app and of chanting of Hanuman Chalisa and offering it to Lord Hanumana so that we can, Lord Hanuman's lotus feet, so that we can offer it through our Param Pujya Gurudev during the Sthapna of the Murti in January of 2024. So we will end this session with a closing prayer to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, as Shraddha Didi always points out. We will offer it, and for that I'll call forward Sandhya Didi. Sandhya Didi is from Raigad. She's a homemaker and she loves reading and writing. She joined Geeta Parivar in January of 2021. And she has been giving seva as tech in all levels and also as a group coordinator. Welcome, Sandhya Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna. Yogesham Satchidanandau Vasudevau Rajapriyam Dharma Samstapakau Virang Krishnau Vande Jagadgurum Shri Krishnau Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you, Sandhya Didi. Thank you so much, Shraddha Didi. It's always a pleasure. It is our honor that you grace this Vivechan Satra with your beautiful gems and beautiful examples. You make our life so much better each week with your beautiful version of Ekadhyay Geeta. I just love being a part of this version with you. Thank you, Krishna, for making me.
All Swamiji's kripa.
Yes, and please stay back for the Hanuman Chalisa, and then we'll end. Dear sadhaks, you all are requested to join back next week, and I'm sure most of us are looking forward to listening to Shraddha Didi take us further on this journey, on the last bogi journey, as we call it, of Geeta Ma. So let's wait for Hanuman Chalisa. Let's chant Hanuman Chalisa today. Let's deposit it to the lotus feet of Sri Ram, and then we can end the session.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जो दायकु फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाँ ते कभी को विद कही सके कहाँ थे तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हारो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर है सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योता ही मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेली मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संभारो आपे तीनों लोक हाँकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरना मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय।
बोलो जय श्री राम।
Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman. Thank you so much, Didi. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, all the sadhaks. Stay blessed, stay in bliss, and stay Geeta-maya. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you, Shraddha Didi. Thank you, Meenakshi Didi. I will end the meeting now.
Thank you, Mahesh Bhaiya, for the